If you're reading this right now, you probably feel lost. Not in the dramatic way, just unclear. Like you're moving through life, but you're not sure where you're going, or why, or if any of this even matters. You're doing things, showing up, going through the motions, but somewhere inside, you feel disconnected from yourself, from what you thought you wanted, from who you thought you'd be by now. And you're wondering if everyone else has it figured out except you. They don't. And you're not alone in this. Let me tell you something I've learned after watching people navigate confusion for years. Being lost isn't a failure. It's a signal. And if you listen to it, it can lead you somewhere real. Feeling lost doesn't look the way people think it does. It's not dramatic. It's not crying on the floor wondering what went wrong. It's quieter than that. It's waking up and not knowing what you're waking up for. It's being busy all day but feeling like none of it connects to anything meaningful. It's standing at a crossroads and realizing you don't know which direction you actually want to go. Because you're not even sure what you want anymore. You ask yourself questions you can't answer. What am I doing with my life? Is this what I want or what I think I'm supposed to want? Why does everyone else seem so sure and I feel so uncertain? And the worst part? You can't explain it to anyone. Because on the outside, you look fine. You're functioning, you're handling things. But on the inside, there's this quiet noise, this mental static, this feeling of being one step removed from your own life. You're here, but you don't feel present. You're moving, but you don't feel like you're going anywhere. And that gap between where you are and where you feel like you should be, that's what makes you feel lost. But here's what I need you to understand. This feeling is not unique to you, and it's not a sign that something is broken. It's a sign that you've outgrown something, a way of thinking, a path you've been following, an identity that doesn't fit anymore. And your mind is trying to tell you it's time to recalibrate. I know someone who spent his entire 20s doing everything right. Good grades, good job, good relationships, good trajectory. Everyone was proud of him. He was proud of himself. On paper, his life looked exactly like it was supposed to. But somewhere around 28, he started feeling off, not depressed, not failing, just disconnected. He'd sit in meetings and think, why am I here? He'd spend weekends with friends and feel like he was watching his own life from the outside. He'd set goals and achieve them, then feel nothing. And he couldn't explain it because nothing was wrong. He had everything he'd been told to want, but he didn't feel alive. He felt like he was following a script someone else had written. So he did what most people do when they feel lost. He tried to think his way out of it. He read books, watched videos, journaled, made lists, tried to figure out his purpose. But the more he thought, the more confused he became, because thinking didn't give him answers. It just gave him more questions. Then one day he stopped trying to figure it out. And he did something small, almost random. He'd always been curious about photography, but he'd never pursued it because it didn't fit his career path. One Saturday, he picked up a cheap camera, and he walked around his city, just photographing things that caught his eye. No plan, no goal, no expectation, and for the first time in months, he felt something. Not clarity, not certainty, just presence. He wasn't thinking about what he should be doing. He was just doing something that made him feel alive in the moment. And that small shift from overthinking to just doing started something. He didn't quit his job. He didn't change his whole life overnight, but he started making small choices based on what felt alive, not what looked right. And slowly, over months, the fog started to lift, not because he found the answer, but because he stopped waiting for one. He started following small signals, tiny moments of aliveness. And those moments, over time, started forming a path. Not the path he'd planned, but a path that felt like his. That's when I realized you don't think your way out of being lost. You move your way out. Let me explain this like an engineer. When a system doesn't have clear feedback, it drifts. You're putting in inputs, effort, time, energy, but you're not getting clear signals back about whether you're moving in the right direction. So you keep going, but you don't know if it's working. And that uncertainty compounds into confusion. Being lost isn't a character flaw. It's a feedback problem. You're disconnected from the signals that tell you what matters to you. And without those signals, every choice feels arbitrary. Every path feels equally meaningless. So you freeze, or you keep doing what you've always done, because at least it's familiar. But here's what I've learned. Confusion is often a signal that you're ready for something different. Not that you failed, not that you're broken, but that your current path isn't aligned with who you're becoming, and your mind is trying to get your attention. The problem is, most people try to solve confusion with more thinking. But thinking doesn't create clarity. Action does. Small actions, experiments, moments where you follow a feeling instead of a plan. That's how you rebuild feedback. That's how you find direction. Not by figuring it all out first, but by moving toward what feels alive and adjusting as you go. Here's what I need you to hear. You don't find direction by thinking more. You've already thought enough. You've analyzed. You've weighed options. You've made lists. And it hasn't helped. Because direction doesn't come from thought. It comes from movement. Clarity follows action, not the other way around. You're waiting to feel certain before you move. But certainty doesn't come first, it comes after. You take one step, you see how it feels, you adjust, you take another step. That's how you find your way. Not by planning the entire route, but by moving and noticing what feels right. Most people wait for a calling that never comes. They think direction will arrive like a revelation, a clear voice saying, "This is what you're meant to do." But it doesn't work that way. Direction is built through small choices, through paying attention to what makes you feel alive, through following curiosity, not certainty. You don't need to know the destination to take the first step. You just need to know what feels more alive than what you're doing now, and move toward that, even if it's small, even if it doesn't make sense, even if you can't explain it to anyone else, because the path reveals itself as you walk it, not before. Most people stay lost because they're afraid of choosing wrong. They think, what if I pick the wrong path? What if I waste more time? So they don't choose at all, and they stay stuck, waiting for certainty. But there is no wrong path. There's just the path you take and what you learn from it. Others stay lost because they're afraid of disappointing people. They've been living up to expectations for so long, they don't know what they actually want. And choosing something real feels like betraying everyone who believed in the old version of them. But you're not betraying anyone by becoming yourself. And some people stay lost because confusion is familiar. It's uncomfortable, but it's safe. Because as long as you're confused, you don't have to risk anything. You don't have to try and fail. You don't have to face the truth that you might want something different than you thought. But staying lost doesn't protect you. It just delays your life. I need you to know something. Being lost doesn't mean you're behind. It means you're paying attention. You're paying attention to the fact that what you've been doing doesn't feel right anymore. And that awareness, that quiet discomfort, that's not failure. That's growth trying to happen. Most people ignore it. They push through. They tell themselves to be grateful, to stop overthinking. But you didn't ignore it. You felt it. And you're here because some part of you knows this matters. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to know where you'll be in 5 years. You just need to take one honest step towards something that feels alive. Not what looks right, not what makes sense on paper, what feels true. And when you take that step, you'll get feedback, real feedback, not from your thoughts, but from your experience. And that feedback will guide the next step and the next. Until one day you look back and realize you're not lost anymore. Not because you found the answer, but because you started listening to yourself. And that listening became a path. You're closer than you think. You just need to start moving. Being lost is not failure, it's recalibration. It's your mind telling you. The old maps don't work anymore. It's time to draw new ones. And the way you draw new maps isn't by sitting still and thinking harder. It's by taking small steps toward what feels alive and paying attention to what happens. You don't need certainty, you need curiosity. You don't need a plan, you need a direction. And direction doesn't come from knowing the destination, it comes from knowing the next step. So here's what I want you to do. Stop waiting for clarity. Stop waiting for certainty. Stop waiting to feel ready. And ask yourself one simple question. What's one small thing I could do today that would feel more alive than what I'm doing now? Not a career change, not a life overhaul, just one small move towards something real. And do that, just that. Then tomorrow, ask the same question and move again. Because direction isn't found, it's built, one step at a time. You're not lost, you're just between paths. And the next path is waiting for you to take the first step. So take it, not someday, today. This is Unstoppable Mind.